Good morning, everyone. My name is Alaia Leighland, and I am here at my shop in Kailua Kona, Hawaii. And I just wanted to say hi and to welcome you to the upcoming Gemstones for Healing class. I am the author of this book, The Crystal Guide. It's a pocket reference for the use of gems and minerals for healing. My training comes from my lineage. My mother was a healer, and her mother was a healer, and so was her mother. And so the oldest daughter of each family was trained to be a healer by the mother. And when I was born, I was the only child, so I was trained to be a crystallologist and a crystal healer. And in our tradition, the crystals were used mainly to do diagnosis and to prescribe treatment. So that was a tradition I learned in from early childhood. And then as I matured, I changed what it was that I learned. I changed the way that I used it, mainly because in our shrinking global network, people don't stay in one place. When my mother and her mother and her mother and her mother, all the way back to before 1865, which is where our first written notes came from, people up to that time, up to like 1950s, basically were born, lived, and died in the same location. So a healer literally could birth, care for during their life, and bury a person. All that same healer would take care of the people for their entire life. As our globe has shrunk, people stay in one place maybe 6 months. Those of you who are listening to me will probably be on the other side of the world hearing this. And so as a result, I felt that there was a need to shift the knowledge into the 21st century. And as such, what I do now is I teach people how to use gemstones for healing, how to choose the proper stones for them, what to do with them, how to make elixirs, how to do grid work, all the things that I learned as a child, but so that they can do it for themselves, where in my mother's day and in the tradition of my lineage, it was done by the healer. Now I'm teaching people to do it for themselves, because the people may come into contact with the knowledge once and then move and be, on the other side of the world and need the knowledge. So in the Gemstones for Healing introduction, I will give you a basis for what gemstone healing is, how it works, why it works, the scientific basis for it, and how it fits into our 21st century life. The series will focus on the individual sections of it, and as you follow my page on Edufier, you will see the syllabus that breaks down the individual sections of the 6-part workshop. And following that, there will probably be a video upload on Edufier and possibly onto YouTube for the individual sections of the work, because each one of the things that will be covered in the overall group for the use of gemstones for healing and the vibrational essence of gemstones actually is a body of knowledge in and of itself. And so I'm going to use the platform of Edufier to present that information first as an overview, secondly as an introduction to all of those different aspects of gemstone healing and gemstone work and the use of crystals and minerals and that kind of thing for your well-being. And then thirdly, each one of those capsules will be broken down into individual segments, so to speak. So there will be a segment on grid work, a segment on creating talisman, a segment on elixirs, a segment on cleansing, because each of these things is a large body of work. And I would like for you to be as empowered as possible to be able to use the information that I'm going to present to you. I would like for you to be able to walk away from my class and be able to go out into the world, create an elixir for yourself, make a grid, know how it works and know why it works. A lot of times in our busy world, people do rituals, they do things, but they don't know why they do them and they don't know why they work. And I think that it is extremely important that you know why you're doing what you're doing and what the scientific basis for what you're doing is. So the in-depth classes will go into the chemical makeup of the stones and how they work with your body and what chemicals in your body affect what, those kinds of things. But the overview will give you a general working knowledge of why crystals are used for healing and how they work to do that.